Hello, everybody. It's Annika Laquette here, the host and creator of Never Gave Denied podcast. Y'all, I am so excited to have you here. I see that we have some new subscribers, so I'm so excited to have you here. Make sure that you follow us, okay, on all social media platforms. Have us on Facebook, have us on YouTube, and Spotify, because we also post on there as well. And also leave a comment. Just let us know how you feel about the show so far. And make sure that you be the first to comment on this episode so that you can get a shout out on next week's episode, okay? And we post every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hit that notification bell so you will never miss out on any new episodes coming up, okay? And I also like to thank all of our returning subscribers. I want to thank you so much. I care about y'all so much. Y'all show the show so much love, and I am so happy to have you back and here, okay? So I would like to give a shout out to my mom. She was the first person to comment on last week's episode with Xandra Mojo, Miss Georgia Black, United States. And she gave us some secrets all about pageantry, advocacy for mental health. She gave us the tea, okay? So make sure that you all go and watch that previous episode and just leave a comment and tell us how you felt about that, okay? So let's get into it, y'all. So y'all, next week is about to be a year. Do you understand that? Like, Never Gave Denied will have been established for a whole year, y'all. Like, a whole year. So that's why we're going to talk about visions, okay? This episode is all about visions, and here we are, okay? We are a prime example of visions coming to life, okay? So everybody's talking about vision boards, right? You heard us saying like, oh yeah, have a vision board so you can manifest your life. Or I've heard some things like vision boards is not of God, because when you write a vision board, it's about your vision and not God's vision. So people do prayer boards, which prayer boards I do agree with. Vision boards I also agree with, okay? So when people say that vision boards are not of God, I will have to beg a differ, okay? Because God speaks of in the Bible, write the vision and make it plain. So you have to also write down your visions, write down your dreams and your goals so that you can look at it every day and you can start achieving those things, okay? I believe in doing vision boards all the time. How about y'all? Comment below. Do you like doing vision boards? Like, do you have like a vision board party, or you gather your friends together and just do a vision board together for like the whole year? Like, comment below. I want to see your thoughts, okay? Also, do you do prayer boards? I want to see that. Do y'all have a prayer board party? What do y'all do to write down your visions and talk about them? Comment below. I want to see your thoughts and let's talk about it. All right. So, me, I do a vision board every year. I try to. Last year, I didn't do one because I had so much going on. But this year, I said I'm going to do a vision board. I'm going to write the vision and I'm going to make it plain. Okay. So, with that being said, like, with my vision board, I make sure that I write down different categories. For example, I write something about my finances that I want to change this year. One thing will be about my health. Another thing will be about family. Another thing will be about personal stuff, right? And I just make sure that I categorize everything I want to do this year. And I try to get everything done this year. That's the goal. That's the point of a vision board. So, y'all, I'm also want to talk to the people who don't have a vision, or maybe have visions, but people telling you that your visions are not real. This is for you, and also for the people who have a vision, but people are telling you that they're not real, right? Or you just scared to tell your vision to people because you don't want nobody to talk down on you. This episode is just for you, okay? So I want you to think back to where all the way back, where the light bulb wasn't invented, where all these different things were not invented, right? Think about it. I thought about this today, where people needed light, okay? People needed light to see, all right? So what they did, they set fires, right? They have a fire, they probably have a fireplace, and they put a fire in their house so that they can see throughout the house. Or if they lived outside, they put a fire pit so people could see outside. But then one person said, you know what? I want to be able to travel with fire so I can see. So somebody said, hey, get this stick, put the fire on the stick, and you can travel with it. But then they ran into an issue, right? They ran into an issue because at night, it's still going to rain at night, right? It's still going to be snow. It's still going to be hail. It's still going to be wind. So eventually that fire is going to burn out, right? Especially with your stick. So somebody said, you know what? The stick ain't working. I need a lantern. Somebody said, let's come up with a lantern, a covering for the fire to protect the fire, right? So somebody came up with a lantern, a glass lantern, and made sure they could travel with the lantern, right? And then they said, dang, this lantern get a little too heavy, but I want to light my whole house. Somebody said, you know what? I'm going to come up with the light bulb. What? A light bulb? Yes, a light bulb to light the whole entire room or light the whole entire house. People thought they was crazy. Like that you can't do that. And then they did it. And now the whole house is lit. The whole room is lit, right? But then somebody said, dang, I want to travel with this light bulb. So somebody said, hey, let's come with a flashlight. And somebody said, man, that crazy. What in the world? But then somebody came up with the flashlight. And now this flashlight could survive the rain, snow, sleet, hail, wind, and you still can see throughout the night. Now just imagine if somebody stopped their dream because someone said it was crazy, because somebody said that don't make sense, because somebody says this, somebody said that. But it kept going. They kept going, y'all. And now we have fires. Now we have the dang on light bulb. Now we have a flashlight so we can see at night. What if somebody stopped doing what they was told that they could, told they was not supposed to do? I feel that anybody who have a vision, you can do it, right? Somebody said something that could invent something, and they did it. God gave you a vision, and just because somebody's saying in your ear that it's not true doesn't mean that it's not real. I feel if you have a vision, it's real, and let your vision come to light. A lot of people do not make their visions come true because of naysayers or because you are your own self-sabotage person, right? You say, dang, I don't have the skill. I don't have the finances. I don't have the support. I don't have people in my corner telling me that this is a good idea or a good vision. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. But I feel like if God put this vision in your head, that it's meant for you to have it. It's meant for you to work it out. God did not put a vision in your head for nothing. Okay? What if somebody would have told me a year ago that having my podcast was not the thing to do, because everybody and their mama doing it? That's another thing too that a lot of people have issues with, is that everybody is doing it, but you could do it too. I also saw something about like bread. Everybody's making bread. Everybody has a bread on like the bread shelf in Walmart or Dollar General, Dollar Tree, whatever. Everybody have their own bread, right? But that's the thing. Everybody can have bread, but we can all make bread together. You feel what I'm saying? Like, well, somebody said, just because that person is doing it, that you shouldn't do it too. Like, it's your own vision. God put that vision in your head for you to do it. So it's your turn to do it. Do not let anybody stop you from visioning. Don't let anybody stop you from dreaming. I don't care if it's your friends, your family, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your uncle telling you that your vision is not real. If you have that vision, it is real. It's real until you see it in person, in front of your face. It's real. If you keep having dreams about it, it's real. If you keep seeing signs that you need to do this thing for your vision, it's real. Everything is real. I'm telling you, okay? So if somebody would told me a year ago that just because everybody have a podcast, that you shouldn't do your podcast, and I just stopped because somebody told me that, I would not be successful how I am today. Navigator 9 would have never succeeded if I would have listened to naysayers. If I would have listened to people saying, oh, I was going to come up with that name that you have. Oh, I was going to do this. Or I was going to do that. Right? Navigator 9 would not been in 3 magazines, baby. Navigator 9 would not have a team. Okay, Navigator 9 would not be 1 year in, okay, next week. You feel me? Everything has a purpose. There's a reason why you have a vision. So do not stop yourself from dreaming. The sky is the limit, okay? Dream outside the box until you realize that there's no box in the first place, okay? You have to have your vision and let it come to light. And even if nobody believes in your dream, that don't mean nothing, okay? You keep going. Because there's so many people out here who have visions and they're scared to achieve them because they don't have X, Y, and Z. But you just take that first initiative and do it. And this is how you do it. You have the vision, God puts it in your head, you're going to have a dream, right? And you said, dang, I keep having this dream, it keeps coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it down. Then every day, I want you to commit to yourself. Do something once a day. It could be 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day out of your time to achieve that dream. Okay? For example, for my podcast, when I came up, this idea that I want to do this podcast, I talked to my best friend, I talked to my mama. Things didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I said, okay, I want to do this podcast. And I kept talking about it, kept talking about it. And my mom got to a point where she said, if you do not do this podcast within a month of January, which was January of 2024, that she don't want to hear about the podcast ever again. So I said, okay, that lit a fire under my behind. All right. So with that being said, I was like, every day I'm going to commit to my podcast because I said I want to launch on January the 29th of 2024. So every day I was talking about this in December of 2023. I said every day in the month of December until January 29th, I'm going to be working on my podcast. I'm going to buy the equipment. So I bought my mic that y'all seeing right here. I bought a laptop that I'm on right now. I bought lighting. Let's see. I bought a journal. I bought pens. I bought a mug. I bought different things to represent my podcast, right? I bought just different things. Like, let's see. For example, these cards here. I started buying these right here. Like, I was committed. And then I start like coming up with different ideas. So I started like writing out my topics of what I want to talk about. And then I started reaching out to different people who I wanted to interview because I knew the vision for the show was to highlight businesses who are often not seen and heard, right? So what I did was I reached out to these businesses and I came up with a script. I literally wrote a script down. I wrote out my questions. I wrote out how I wanted the flow of the show to go. Every day I committed to making sure that this podcast come to life until January 29th. I made sure that I did like a giveaway for the first episode. So I gave away $100 gift card. I was just doing things to make sure that my show was how it's supposed to be. I was doing a lot of promoting. I wrote what I did. I made a flyer, right? I promoted, I made a Facebook page. I was just doing everything I needed to do. I ended up changing my YouTube channel, the channel that y'all see right now. And also, if you're hearing this on Spotify, I made a Spotify account. I did everything each day to dedicate and get this podcast ready. So I challenge you. If you have a vision that God placed in your life, I want you to actually commit one day each week, okay? Even if it's one day per week, or even if it's just one day per month, I want you to dedicate some time to your vision and then make it come true. I want you to pray over it. I want you to write it out. And I want you to be able to see this every day so that you can get up off your behind and get it done. I challenge you, okay? Because trust and believe. If no one else believes in your vision, I believe in your vision, okay? If you want to be on the show to talk about your vision and your dream, come and DM me, okay? DM me on Facebook, Never Gave Denied Podcast. You want to send me an email, nevergavedeniedpodcast@gmail.com, and you say, hey, Annika, I want to be on your show. Come on, baby. I'll let you talk about your dream. Come on, baby. Let's talk. Let's talk. Because that's all about me. I'm all about helping people's dreams come true. I'm all about getting the word out. I'm all about helping other people. This is all about things in people's life that was delayed, but it never gave denied. That's all about this show. My show is all about people having visions and dreams, and it never gave denied, even if things were delayed. Okay? So do not give up on your dream. Do not allow people to come into your life and try to hurt your dream. Okay? Because your dream is real. You know, like Martin Luther King say, I have a dream, because even though He saw in his head, people didn't see it, but he saw in his head that people will not be segregated anymore. And here we are today. The world is not segregated. Yes, there's things that's going on in America, of course, but we're not segregated how it used to be back in the 50s, how it used to be back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is 2025, and we're now together. You feel me? Things are not, like I said, things are not how it's supposed to be sometimes. But we are together. We could be in the same classrooms as other people. We could be working in the same building as other people, you know? So make sure that you have a dream and don't give up on it. I'm speaking to you, okay? I'm speaking to you. If you have a vision and you feel like it's not going to come to life, keep believing in it. And don't just sit on your dream, because faith without work is dead. That's also in the Bible. You can have all this faith that your vision and your dream is going to come to life. But if you do not do the work, aka writing the vision down, then what you doing? Everything that you want to happen, you got to work for it. Okay. Sometimes people give you things out of the kindness of their heart, but at the most part, you have to work for it. Okay. You have to have the people in your corner, if you have people in your corner. But if they're not in your corner, that is completely fine. Go and mingle and network with people who wants to be in your corner, who want to see you do good. That's why it's called networking events. That's why it's called work. Yeah, that's why it's called network. So you go to networking events. You mingle and mix with people who have visions and dreams and making it come true. That's why there's networking events. That's why there is networking pages on social media. Like Facebook is a good, clear one. Okay. I network on there all the time. I join like all these different networking pages on social media. And now the podcast is national. My show is being seen and heard in different states. Now my show is international and it's being seen and heard in different countries like Canada and Africa. Okay. So, baby, have your vision, make it plain, work. Okay. Work. And even if nobody see your vision, doesn't mean that it's not real. Do not let nobody talk you down. Don't let nobody sit there and say, this ain't going to be this. You ain't this. You ain't that. Let me tell you something. You are somebody. Your vision is real. You make that vision work no matter if nobody's in your corner. But best believe, Big Ani, she's in your corner. Okay? Big Ani got you. And if you want to be on my show to talk about your vision, come holler at me because I got your back, okay? So yes, I want you to make sure that you got your vision together. Make sure you do that vision board. And if you don't like vision boards, make sure you do your prayer board. Do something. Have a goal, okay? So yes, and I want to thank you all for listening today. Make sure that you come back for next week's episode because it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of Never Gave an Eye podcast. Whew, okay. It's going to be 1 year of Never Yet Denied podcast, and we will be going live on social media. So we'll be going live on Facebook, YouTube, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, I will make sure that this episode is uploaded to Spotify so you won't miss out, okay? So yes, I want to thank every last one of you, new subscribers, old subscribers, new supporters, old supporters. I want to thank you so much for listening to Never Gave Denied podcast. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave denied. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you're listening to Never Gave Denied podcast. Bye.